In this video, we will be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are now on episode 2 of the series, and in the last episode we saw civilization begin in the Netherlands over here, now spreading out to cover a large portion of Europe. If you do end up enjoying this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. We are currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I believe we're at 700 at the minute. And yeah, let's begin the video. So we will be beginning down here with the Greek country. The Greeks are quite expansionist, so they will be moving over here to the Constantinople area, moving across the water and taking parts of Turkey. They then move up into the Balkans just a little bit. This causes the pink team to do the same, and these guys are kind of having a little bit of a rivalry going on. Next up, we see the gold team doing a little bit of expansion as well, moving over here towards more of the coast. But now we will be having a war. So this blue team over here is going to try and move down because they want access to water. However, this pink team is kind of in the way. So the blue team will be launching a little bit of an attack against the pink team. This does go pretty well at first, however the pink team then gets its stuff together and starts pushing back. But then it kind of goes bad for the pink team because the orange team joins the war and they start invading. They quickly go up and cause a lot of threat to the pink team, and while they are still pushing back against the blue team, the orange team is continuing on. To make this even worse, the gold team actually decides to join and they start pushing in, and it's just kind of over for the pink team at this point as they're getting blasted from 3 sides, and we then see the surrender of the pink team. So looking at this peace treaty here, we can see that the pink team has been heavily reduced. They lose land to all 3 parties involved, and they are now forced to let the blue team access their ports. Next up we will be moving over here as we see the red team skip rock and actually discover the British Isles. They discover a large portion of southern England and all of Wales, keep going, and they stop about here when it starts to get a little bit cold for them. They will then colonise just a bit of this. But now we move over to the blue team. Now, after a little bit more of expansion on the part of the blue team, they start to get very unstable as the Pyrenees mountains kind of block off a large portion of control to this southern area from the northern areas where the government is. Because of this, we see a very large breakaway state, and the blue team kind of can't really get to this, so they're going to be forced to recognise the independence. This country will then quickly expand, however they're kind of weak so they won't do it too much. Over in Africa we see the purple team explore more of the northern coast, now going over into Tunisia. And we see Sardinia and Corsica be explored. Next up we see the Romans take all the land up to the Alp Mountains, and they also move down a little bit more. But we do see the Greeks make a little landing here. They also take Sicily as well. Over here in Turkey we see the Greeks continue to expand their known claims. They also take Cyprus. Well, they explore it, they don't take it. And this connects up with the gold team's known land. But now I will be adding in capitals, so I'm just going to put that in really quickly. So the red team's capital will be in the Netherlands. The blue team's capital will be right over here in Normandy. The Spanish country's capital will be over here in northern Spain. These guys will have their capital right at the northern part of Gibraltar. These guys, Rome. The Greeks will have their capital right over here. The purple team, right here. Gold team, right here. And these blue guys, right here. Oh, and I forgot about these two. Green team, right here. And then for the yellow team, I'm just going to make it a little bit darker. But they will have their capital right here. So yeah, those are the capitals of these countries, and now let's get back to looking at them expand. In the north, we see a lot more exploration happen as they fully explore the Baltic Sea up in the northern parts. They also explore around this lake right here, and we see some more exploration into southern Russia. But then we will also see a pretty interesting thing happen. And that is, we actually move over here to China, where we see there's also a group of people. These guys probably came from this group, they kind of just moved away, and they're going to settle here and form a new country, or new countries. So the land that these people know is going to be something like this, They know sort of down into Vietnam, but this is what their regional people actually know about that exists. And we will be seeing multiple countries form here. We see this gold one in the south, this beige one in the centre, and we see this brown one up here in the north. And in regards to relations between these guys, they're pretty positive. They don't really mind each other. They're just fine to have their own area and chill there. But now we will be seeing a lot of exploration happen, as pretty much all of the waters of the Mediterranean are discovered over here. And we also see the Greeks discover Egypt. Over here we see the exploration and discovery of Ireland, and we actually see a country form there. That'll be this green country. Their capital will be right about here. Also, these guys have capitals. This one is at Hong Kong. This one is right here. And this one is in Beijing. But with all of this land being explored, we're actually going to see some of this be taken. Specifically the Greeks, they're going to move over from their holding in Sicily and take over Carthage here. We also see them take over a bunch of these islands and more of Anatolia. And we even see them set up a small little colony over here in Egypt. So the Greeks are quickly becoming a very large naval power, and this is going to cause some other nations to also expand their water claims. We see Rome take this island. Purple team takes these islands. Rome also moves over a little bit. We also see this new country form in the Balkans. This connects up with Rome. And they will start to expand pretty quickly over here, also meeting up with the blue team. And this kind of causes a pretty big rush to take over the rest of Europe, and we will actually be seeing some new countries form here. We will be seeing this beige country form over here, north of the Alps, and they move into this unclaimed area over here, and this leads to the blue team taking some, and the Romans taking some. These guys then move a bit over here, and at this point we kind of see the Alps be discovered, as we see these guys take the land there. The red team will take a little bit of land over here, however they are going to kind of stop now, because they are getting quite large. We see this magenta country form up over here, and I think in the middle we're going to see this dark blue country form. I'm just going to pretty up their border just a little. So with these new countries forming, we are seeing a pretty large rise in population. Next up we will see another country forming over here in Spain. That is going to be this light brown country right here. And then we see a kind of rush to take the rest of Spain, as we see it being split up like this. Now, really quickly, I am just going to fix up these borders, because some of them don't really look nice, so I'll be right back with that. Okay, so these are the updated borders. Hopefully these look better, so now let's get back to the video. Over here in Turkey, we see a group move over to here, and kind of explore all of this area. They will then move down the Caspian coast, because they kind of want to set up their own country away from these guys. And they will be doing it right here. And they're with this country right here. They can kind of just explore around them, because they are quite a small country. There isn't many people living in them. But now we're actually going to be seeing a pretty big war, because when the blue team continues to expand over here, we see their neighbours kind of get threatened by them. And this is something that happened a lot in medieval times, like when a country gets too big, you kind of just have to stop them. So we see a coalition forming. This includes Greece, the pink team, this light blue team, and this maroon team. These guys are going to start an invasion of the light blue team, and they're going to quickly move in. And to be quite honest, even Greece by themselves would probably be a pretty hard match for the blue team to fight. But with all of these guys together, they have absolutely no chance of winning. So we don't see them surrender. They're going to fight to the end, but they are getting invaded rapidly. Especially the Greeks. The Greeks do a lot of effort here, making a very large push up. We see the maroon team do the same thing. And after a coup in the capital, we see the blue team surrendering. So looking at this peace treaty here, we can see that the blue team, the light blue team, is no more. They have been split up by the neighbours, and the coup government did gain control of the country. They were also forced to kind of leave all land, which kind of leads to the yellow team swallowing this up. Speaking of the yellow team, they attempt to gain some land in the north, but this just kind of ends up leading to a breakaway state, because at this point the yellow team is kind of a bit too unstable. These guys will kind of just set up themselves as a country without they're not really too focused on expanding. But yeah, just added capitals to all of these new guys, so that should be good. But now we will be moving back over here to China, because we see these guys kind of expand over and connect up with these guys. And these guys, they're kind of in a pretty good spot, but they kind of just want more. So when they get blocked off over here, they move, wrong colour, they move up over here, and then they blocked off again. So they're kind of a bit annoyed by this, so they kind of have to start moving into the land. But there is a pretty large group in the country that says instead of doing this we should just invade these guys because we are the strongest Chinese country. But when their wish is not granted, these guys are going to leave and they're going to form their own country. And they're going to try and get pretty far away, so they will actually be moving all the way over here to Korea, and they'll be setting up their country here. But that is actually going to be it for this episode. I'm not too sure if this was a shorter one. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. I hope these Wixo videos are enjoyable. I do have something planned for this series, but these first few episodes I'm just kind of going to be winging it, so I hope they are good. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.